Hello, my name is Paul and I'm an alcoholic. Just kidding, but on a serious note, I just got off work. It's Wednesday around 6 p.m. I just got home and I have some little extra time to kill. And I have this project going on. It's a 2015 Yamaha VXR. Yeah, VXR jet ski. And I'm gonna be rebuilding the engine on it. So the backstory is that I was scrolling through Craigslist looking for a little project. Summer was around, I wanted a jet ski, and I found this and I was like, let me take a shot. So the owner had it posted as looking for a mechanic to rebuild his engine because he flooded it somehow. I was talking to him and he's like, I need a mechanic. It starts, but it makes a noise in the engine. So I decided to shoot him an offer. I was like, I'll buy the jet ski. I'll give you $5,000 for it. It's a 2015, so it's still pretty new. These things sell for around $9,000 to $10,000 here, and I thought it was a pretty good deal because I kind of know how to do engine work, like replace pistons, rebuild heads, valves, like all this stuff is not that hard for me. I ended up offering him $4,000 for it, and he counter offered for $5,000 he would sell it. And I didn't reply. Maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, he got back to me and he's like, you still want to buy it? I'm like, yeah, but for my offer. So he's like, I don't know about that. And we talked for a while. He told me all the details and I'm like, I don't really want to jump into it, so I'll give you $35,000. And he's like, I can't do that. And I told him, if you ever decide to do $35,000, text me back. So a couple weeks later, he texts me back and he's like, you still interested? And I said, yeah. And he's like, okay, let's meet up. I'll sell it to you, bring the cash. And that's what I did. I met up with him. I grabbed my brother-in-law and we both went there, checked it out. It looked pretty nice. It had scratches on it. It had some stickers on it, some plastics missing, like on the side, but it wasn't anything bad. It was no like deep scratches or chunks missing or anything like that. And the engine looked pretty clean inside. And it comes with a trailer. It's a pretty nice trailer. It has a cargo box in front, brand new tires on it. So I said, why not? We agreed to take it. And once we were about to pay, the guy's like, wait, I thought it was $4,000. And I'm like, what? I thought my last message was that I'll give it $3,500. If not, then I wasn't gonna buy it. But if yes, then text me. And that's why he texted me. And my original idea was that he was gonna let it go for that much. And then he waited a little bit, thought about it, and he's like, man, I paid like $9,500 for this thing, and I can't let it go for this cheap. And then we kind of like looked around a little bit, and he's like, okay, fine. So I picked it up for $3,500 with the trailer, how it is, with the jet ski cover. It's a 3-seater. It's a 1800cc motor, 1.4 liter. I believe 1.4. I'll have to double check on that. But yeah, it's on Google. If you want to look it up, then go ahead. But yeah, we got it. It came home. I started taking the engine apart, but before I did that, I did compression test on it, and it turned out the first, second, and third cylinder had good compression. They were all at 130 psi. The last one was where the problem is. I plugged in the compression tester, cranked it over, and there was zero compression. So my idea was that the compression is leaking through somewhere, which is either bent valves or pistons like bad, or who knows. So from there, I decided to start taking things apart. So after I took out the cylinder head, I noticed something strange. I looked at the pistons and they were all facing the same way except the last one. The last one was facing a different way, and there were some markings on it. And that kind of gave me an idea that either the rod is snapped or something strange is going on. And I pressed on the piston with my finger and it slid down really easy. And that was, of course, to me, it showed that the rod was snapped and the piston was just free floating. So I ended up pulling the piston out from the top. It came out really easy. I just drilled a little hole, put a screw, and pulled it out because it was bad anyways. I'm gonna take out the oil pan and I'm gonna have to change the piston anyways. and then the valves themselves seemed bent from hitting the piston. There was a lot of marks on the piston head. So I was gonna change that whole thing anyway. I took it off. The wall itself, where the piston set, looked fine. There was no scratches, no rashes, there was no cracks in the block. Everything seemed fine except that the rod and the piston was messed up. So my next step was to go buy the parts that I needed. I ordered the valves for that cylinder, 2 intake, 2 exhausts from the dealer. I ordered the piston, the rod itself, the bearings, and the oil rings and head gasket. My next step is to drop off the head to a machine shop to surface it, to hot tank it, to pressure test it, to make sure everything's ready to go when I put it back together. And I'm gonna ask him to change the valves for me as well and check the valve guides and replace the valve seals to make sure that there's no oil burning, no leaking, just to get it back running and enjoy it. Next thing what I want to do is kind of show you guys what the jet ski looks like, what the trailer looks like. It's not that pleasing because it's just sitting, it's sat for a while, it's dirty. We kind of spray painted it here and there, just drew some stuff on it. But the plan is to fix the engine, get it running, repaint it, buy all the plastics that's missing, decals, respray the trailer because it's not in the best condition. The paint is not the best. Just pretty much touch things up and make it look new, ride new. So this is the jet ski itself, 2015 Yamaha VXR, 1800cc. This is a trailer. The trailer is not in the best condition. It has rust here and there. It's gonna need to be sanded down, repainted, primer to be painted. The wheels are new. It needs like touch-ups here and there. I need to replace the lights on both sides, fix that up. The jet ski itself is in really good condition, but it does have scuffs here and there, but nothing too big to worry about. It needs touch up like on the plastics right here. It needs these moldings put back into place. This is we bought it from the dealer. It just needs to be put back. Some more little moldings. The seat itself is in great condition. No rips, no scratches in the leather. Top part is good. There's mostly little scuffs here and there from, I guess, when docking it. This is all gonna be taken away when we're gonna do the painting process. The underneath is really good condition though. I looked at it before and there's no deep scratches, no cracks anywhere, no chunks missing, nothing like that. Here, I'll show you guys the other side. So nothing major on the body itself. And I already pulled out the engine, so there's nothing inside. I really like this double seat compartment here. So as you see, there's nothing in there, just little plastics and tools, and everything's off. So this is the engine itself, all the block. I kind of ice gripped the chain, marked it up so I could do the timing when I pull it off. You can see, I hold it up, clean it up. This is the cylinder that's bad. I don't know if you guys can see, I'll try to get a clear picture. But over there you see the rod snapped. The wall is in pretty good condition. I'm gonna have to change the head gasket when I put it back together. It was pretty simple to take out. Nothing to worry about as like transmission or anything like that because there's ammo. So it's a much simpler process. So this is the parts I pulled out from the cylinder head and the cylinder head itself. Don't mind the Uno cards, we could play that later. But for now, I want to show you guys the damage on it. So just looking at it, you won't really be able to see, but daytime, where if you pour water through here, where the top, it would leak out through the valves here. So the valves are bent, therefore I just ordered all 4 just to be safe. Brand new ones. I got the guides and seals, which I'm gonna send to the shop to do. And then I have all my parts marked and organized, all the caps, the crankshafts, little gaskets, cover, and bolts all labeled, so that when I put it back, everything's gonna be easy to assemble pretty much. So that's the progress so far on it. As you see, everything's taken apart, everything is everywhere, all the parts are, I organized them, I kind of labeled everything so that it just makes everything easier once everything is back together. So I'm gonna be posting updates as it goes, as I send the head to the shop, as they fix it, bring it back, all the results, I'll post it as it goes. So if you guys have any questions or comments, please go ahead and comment or ask me anything. I'll try to answer to the best of my ability and to what I know, but this video is mostly to help other people doing the same project. It's to help people who don't see any tutorials online, because it's really hard to find. Like, I've been looking for forums for any information to how to even start this whole thing, and it's really hard to find. There's barely anything on it. So if this helps somebody, then I'm glad it does. So thank you guys for watching, I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. I'll keep you updated.